Cuauhtemoc Military Academy. Course: Human Bullshit 201. Prerequisites: Being non-human, Human Bullshit 101. Instructor: Commander Licklac. Retired. Commander Licklac stared at the student, waiting for them to answer. The small Simparica replied hesitantly. The digestive leftovers from a large grazing earth mammal? Commander Licklac stared at them in near disbelief. This is your second course with me. You have to realize that's not the right answer. The small Simparica looked down in shame. This isn't over, Licklac said, just wanting it to be over. I will break you. You're going to have an original thought if it kills me. Licklac took a deep breath from her ammonium tank to calm herself. Well, that was a terrible start to the course, Licklac said, changing the subject. Let's move on to the main focus of this section. Observing human soldiers. It's time for a field trip. The large hall erupted with excitement. Students were talking to each other and gesturing wildly. Some were even standing up ready to file out the door. And where do you think you're going? Licklac asked the impulsive students. Everyone froze. This was her second class teaching them in the past few months, so they knew they'd fucked up. The only reason they knew it had been months was because Commander Licklac insisted on using human timekeeping in her classes. Organising dates, month, day, year was a perfect example of the dumber side of human bullshit. Answer the question, Licklac repeated. Where exactly do you think you're going? Give me coordinates. The students awkwardly looked at each other. Slowly, some of the faces in which Licklac could recognise emotion realised her point. She waited until most of the class got it. This group wasn't half bad. Usually it took students a lot longer to figure it out. Even the small Simparica had gotten the point. For those of you who don't get it yet, answer me this. How far is it to the closest human establishment? Embarrassment spread across the faces of the rest of the students. Or, at least, what passed for faces in the case of her three ghoulie students. Accurate intelligence is worthless if you don't remember to use it. The closest human planet is 42 light years away. You all know that. We studied the Treaty of Proxima B last term. Did you think I charted a star line for us? Sit your dumb asses down. As the students shuffled back to their seats, the large black billboard-sized screen behind Licklac lit up as the room lights dimmed. The image resolved itself to gasps. The screen holographically projected a scene to the students, looking as though the front of the lecture hall had given way to reveal a stage. This is a bar, Licklac said. The natural habitat of the human soldier. On the far side of the projection, the bar door opened as a human in fatigues entered, exposing the night sky behind them. It was noon at the Cuauhtemoc Military Academy. The bartender is a friend of mine, and lets me tap into his security feed once a year for this class. Licklac had more to say, but she knew she'd already lost the students. They were enthralled with the human bar scene. They were watching actual humans, after having talked about them for so long. Of course, they'd seen other videos of humans, but those had been shot and staged for the purpose of viewing. This was different. It was the real thing. After 5 minutes, Licklac shouted, Call out interesting things you've observed. There's a group of 8 males all conversing with one female without much interaction with each other, a rebellic spawn shouted. Good catch, Trilly. You encounter far fewer human females in your military service than males. One of the ways humans' sexual dimorphism presents itself is by human males having an easier time putting on and maintaining muscle than females. In the past, this was a very important distinction and meant most human soldiers were male. The cultural effects of this can still be seen today. Why would this be important to us, as their commanders denote? Mating competitions? And Etixos offered. Don't let a human catch you saying that, Licklac said with her species version of a smile. But yes, that's exactly what it is. And it'll ruin your human units if you don't come down like a tungsten rod on them when things start going wrong. Human courtship is whole other kind of bullshit. You can't let get out of hand. What else have you noticed? The group at the bar appears to have abandoned their unconscious companion at a table to acquire more alcohol. And what do we say when a human offers us alcohol? No thank you, the class chanted in unison. And what do we say when they offer again? Okay, fine. Just one. They chanted in unison again. That's right. Inebriated humans want everyone to be inebriated with them. You can take advantage of that to get inebriated for free, but be very careful, because they will turn it into a competition, and you will lose that competition. Just like the human lane at the table did. But I want you to watch their companions for a moment and tell me what you see. The students watched the group at the bar. Slowly they started murmuring, and the Galactian raised their tentacle. Most of them are looking back at their unconscious companion. I believe they're checking up on him. Good deduction. Those humans are letting their friends sleep it off, but they're still keeping an eye on him to ensure he's safe. You can tell the good humans from the bad ones by which ones take care of their companions after losing an alcohol-consuming competition. Anything else? The bar only had a couple more human occupants, so the students were starting to struggle to find something of note to mention. After 10 minutes of idle chatter, Lekak drew the class's attention to a poorly lit corner with a single human sitting at a table alone. As the class turned to look, the human downed a glass full of brown liquid before pouring themselves another. Why this human? Lekak asked her class. Why I'm picking out this human, or better yet, why is this human unique or unusual? The students watched the human carefully try to pick apart their every movement. It kinda looks like they're having a drinking contest against themselves, an Imbert said. Good observation, Lekak said, as the human poured more translucent brown liquid into their cup. They now had 2 empty bottles on their table, but it would be more accurate to say they're having a drinking contest against their memories. Humans deal with bullshit better than anyone else, but that doesn't mean it doesn't take its toll on them. Some of the biggest bullshit humans pull is feeling like they need to deal with their bullshit alone. Well, feel is the wrong word. They think they should deal with it on their own, because otherwise they are putting other people through their bullshit. The class was quiet while humans pondered what Lekak had said. No, reaching out for help when they should wasn't uniquely a human thing, but they were the worst for it. Where was this recorded? Asked the rebellic spawn. I like where your brain pan is at, Commander Lekak replied. Of course this would have to be a pre-recorded video, in order for me to teach the lesson I wanted to teach. Here's the thing though, this is a live feed. Gasps came from the students that were biologically capable. They were looking side to side and talking with each other, to try and figure out if she was tricking them again. She wasn't. If there's one thing you can guarantee to see at a human military bar, it's a human blaming themselves for something that isn't their fault. Lekak turns her hardest face on her students. If you ever command human soldiers, you better fucking recognize it when it happens. Not if, when. Human soldiers have among the highest rate of suicide of all species. Survivor guilt is something nearly all of them will need to cope with. This is the negative side of human bullshit, and if you recognize the signs, you might just save a human's life. And trust me, it's worth saving.